Hi guys, today's video is about Horus and Set, the psychological battle between Horus and Set. The pyramid text, Book of the Dead, describes what Horus and Set are. Nobody's picked up on this, this is the world first, okay? You're going to learn something today. You don't have to believe it, but you'll certainly learn something new. So it's all about a psychological battle, and this refers to us. What are we seeing? Are we seeing the sun set, or is it just in our horizon? Where is it setting? Way out here, or is it just in our arc of horizon? Now I've just taken phrases from the myths, these Book of the Dead and pyramid texts and that, and I'm just going to read you the phrases, and you should realise that I'm onto it with what I'm about to describe. So you should be familiar with my flat earth model by now. If you don't, go check out my videos, there's over 100 of them. We're inside the donut. It's a toroidal. Earth within a toroidal field, an electromagnetic pulse, and we are of its light. We are inside the donut. This is our perceived physical world created from the non-physical. The non-physical is back in here, the tree of life, all the ancients knew about, in the centre of the garden. So imagine this is a donut, sliced in half. We have a gap between the two skies. There's two skies, the Egyptians talk about it, but they're separated with the tropics. If you look up in the night sky, you'll need a camera though, star trails, you'll notice the gap between the two rotations. You'll see the beautiful straight lines through here if you refer to the Orion's belt when it comes back. But you'll get the curving away here, but you'll get the straight line through there of Orion's belt. It represents a dead centre. Osiris, this gap represents Osiris. Many mythological stories, all of them, they all refer to this gap at a certain time of the year, which is, so we live inside this here, this perfect symmetry. So I could wipe all this off, because it's the same thing, right? So we're within here. It just goes right round in a donut. This is where we get all our celestial navigation. All the stars we see up here in the firmament are all projected down to Earth. They all have their GP points all over Earth. I'm going to get into this with a video soon with a lot of information that's hidden in the files of NASA. Ancient texts, ancient information come from the tablets. All these have their GP points down here. Therefore we have a grid. Okay? So it's not hard to figure out how GPS came about using this system as their grid. But that's in another video. So let's just, now you understand this dome, symmetrical, there's no problem here. It's all symmetrical, it's all spelled out by the Egyptians, all the ancient texts. That's how it works. So we all have our arc of horizon. We are always the centre of creation, because we've come out of the black hole, the centre of creation. We're all, as individuals, are basically our own God, connected to the mainframe. We are fractals of this. All light comes to us. All light is projected to us. You might understand this a bit better when I show you more about celestial navigation, but I have got a celestial navigation up already. It all comes to you. So, understanding this arc of horizon, even a couple of physicists are telling us this. They know it. They've been talking about it for a few years now. And this is what it's all about. Do we see the sun setting down here? Well, let's say it's, let's call this east, shall we? And we'll call this west. But, in fact it's north and south, but east is coming around this way. And west is going that way. Maybe I should leave that off. But anyway, we do not see anything out here. We don't see 10,000 kilometres away. We see within our horizon 5 kilometres away. We see the sun's going down, or going down here, wherever. We'll see it in our arc of horizon within our zone. We are fractals of light. Our eyeballs are tuned to the light. Our black holes, our pupils are tuned to the black hole of creation. Everything is around us. It's for us. So bear that in mind. So I'll read you these phrases and just see what you think. Horus of the horizon and Set. The struggle between Horus and Set. The psychological battle between Horus, horizon, and the setting of the sun and stars. Egyptian stories from the Book of the Dead and Pyramid texts. An atmospheric anomaly. Do you think it might be an atmospheric anomaly? Restricting the territory between Horus and Set. The restricted territory within your horizon and the setting. What you also have to remember or realise, if you don't already, I've told people enough times, is the sun is seen in many places. The sun is in many places, but only seen in one. It is only seen in your one focal point. The sun is all around us. It's based on frequencies within the firmament. It's your focal point that will show you the sun. Obviously, it's where the sun's creation back here, the frequencies are projected, which is projected around the earth, the flat earth. But your eyes will pick up it'll be your focal point within your horizon. So the sun is not out here, it's always setting in your horizon. So, rivals on the battlefield. Does this look like a battlefield? Set was the enemy of light, deceiving the eye. Set. So, setting of anything. What setting? It's setting in your horizon. Horus of the horizon and Set were aspects of the same campaign. Thoth won the lawsuit for Horus. Can't expand too much on that. Well, it obviously proves that the Horus is the winner. It's in your horizon. It was more of the Iris story, enemy of light. Your eyes deceive. So I've put an iris for your eyes. It was more of the Osiris. So when they talk about Osiris, you've got to associate it with iris. Your iris, the iris of your eyes, which feeds it all into your pupil. Story, meaning of light. Enemy of light, sorry. Your eyes deceive. Yes. Another one. Intermingled but held apart. Same thing, but they're separated. The reasoning of the Logos that cannot be withstood. Man cannot understand it. Set associated with the poison of the mind. Yeah? Poison from science. Thoth the Atlantean has, it is written, or is stated, where the determinatives point. They're pointed here. Determinatives point to sun and moon, but Thoth, the wise one, could be a judge of himself. He judges for himself because it is all there for himself. It is all in his arc of horizon. And the last one I have, all involving the eye of Horus. Well, I've stated that. Eye of the horizon. All involving the eye of Horus. It's all about our pupil. The eye of Horus. There's a picture of Horus, one of them. I'm sure there's another one of Set, but I couldn't find it. All these things represent things. There's the fork, the magnetic field of Earth. All the magnetic field and all mythological stories represents the snake, the serpent. Look, that represents the snake. That'll come up the back into the head. The magnetic field from the moon, this represents the moon. They're coming together. It's a dual system, meeting in the brain. The corpus callosum, that's what that represents. The magnetic field of the moon affecting the human brain. At the right time, the water will be released from your pineal gland and expose your pineal gland. You'll become a Horus. Well, not a Horus, but a king. These things here, the angles, look. The symmetrical curves. White maybe representing the magnetic field, that the electrical. The nice clean curves. Gaining eternal life. Equal. Orion's belt. Springtime. The shape of this, all this here, if you understand the flat earth map and start drawing it out, you get this shape. All this shape here. Long story. But these, you can actually see something similar to this in the moon. Full moon, if you don't use a telescope or a good camera, just look with your eyes, you'll get this shape, you'll see the shape. Have a look. But these represent the higher and lower Egypt, meaning your spirit body, physical body, the duality of man, coming together in singularity. That's what it means. It's nothing to do with North Egypt and South Egypt. It's all for common man. It's just storytelling. Everything the Egyptians have left us is about the human brain. It's funny how they, when they die and they drain their bodies of everything, put all their organs into jars and bottles or whatever, but the brain is always hidden. There's no brain. It's never been left. Because things change. So now you should understand what this is all about. The setting of the sun, the setting of any celestial body within your arc of Horus, horizon, the battles they do, because it's a psychological battle. Our psychological battle. What are we doing? What are we seeing? I'll mention this because my earlier videos I left it out. The Khufu base, the circle of the tropics of Capricorn, when I drew it all out regarding the obelisk video I did. If you draw the flat earth and draw the tropics, there's the centre north. Khufu's pyramid, when you scale it out, fits in that circle beautifully. Scaled it right down, I had 150 millimetres, 115 millimetres. And that pyramid's 230 metres. It worked perfectly with this Capricorn. All the videos I do are all connected. You can't debunk any of them because they all connect everything else. you might think you can debunk one of them, but you can't debunk the rest. Because they're all connected. That's why they can't debunk it. Science has no connection at all. Spinning ball out there in La La Land has no association to anything. It's just all make-believe. They just make up stuff. It all equates to their other make-believe stuff. You can't debunk their stuff because no one can go out there to prove them wrong. That's how they base their BS. You can't prove it right or wrong. This all makes sense if you watch all my videos. They all connect to each other. A lot of them are way beyond people's understanding because they're just not, they haven't woken up. They weren't educated in this field. They only know what they were taught to believe. So they go out in the world and talk about what they were taught to believe. So you've just got to open your mind if you want to watch my videos. Sometimes I stand back and think about it later and have a bit of a chuckle because I realise, shit, people have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But if you start connecting everything together, you'll get a big picture. And there's a few wise people out there. Thanks for watching.